Compact crossovers and SUVs are the rage these days, but what about electric cars? There aren't a lot in Singapore at this point in time, but if you're looking for one, this car might be the choice for you. If you're thinking of trading in your car to buy this brand new Peugeot e-2008, why not try selling it with Quotes instead? Quotes helps you sell your car quickly and easily. With the new Quotes doorstep, get a professional inspection by our certified mechanics at your convenience anywhere on the island. Quotes will then auction out your car online to its wide network of dealers to bid on your car. Once bidding is complete, Quotes will update you with the best offer price at no obligation. It's that easy. To find out more, visit quotes.com.sg. That is QUOTZ.com.sg. Now back to the review. The Peugeot e-2008 is priced at $78,888 without COE. The single electric motor produces 134 brake horsepower and 260 Nm of torque. The single-speed transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km per hour in 9.9 seconds. The 50 kWh battery capacity provides a driving range of 345 kilometers. For more details on the Peugeot e-2008 or any other car, head on to sgcarmart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car. This Peugeot e-2008 that we have here today is based on the exact same platform as the ICE variant, which means it is exactly the same, bearing a few differences of course. You still get that 3-claw daytime running lights right here and the fangs lighting right here, so making it look very aggressive. It looks like it's ready to attack, ready to pounce, right? But there are some slight differences. For instance, the regular internal combustion engine variant has this grille in vertical slots, but this one here comes in horizontal slits and body colored no less. So for instance, if you buy the car in green, this will be in green as well. So since this is red, this is obviously in red. The e-2008 comes with 18-inch wheels, and it also comes with small differentiations such as the E moniker right here to tell you that it's an electric car. The only other place apart from the fender that has this E is at the back. But first things first, you get black wing mirrors, you get all that bow lines across, folded areas here, just sort of resembles like a diamond, sort of like a rock, making it look very distinctive. It's almost like you look at it and you know that it's a Peugeot. Now at the back you get this E moniker here, the other one that I was talking about that differentiates itself from the regular ICE variant. But interestingly, it also gets this 3-claw tail light, sort of resembles the one in front. Open up the boot, and you'll be faced with 434 liters worth of boot capacity. Now, it will pass the luggage test, however, it will fail the anti-trolley's length test. But if you put it this way, obviously, it will fit everything and then some. Now, 434 liters, to put it in some perspective, is one of the best in its class. It's not huge, but it's still one of the best. But this is where it really gets interesting. The boot, if you lift it up, there's a catch that helps you hold things in place. So you can dump more stuff, like your dirty clothes, your socks, can all be underneath, and you put the clean stuff on top. But if you don't want this, what you can do is just lift this out, and you can easily slot it back underneath to give you more boot space. Now, it's a bit of a funky thing inside here, the rear seats, right? But first things first, before I touch on that, I'm getting ample leg room and headroom. I'm about 1.6 meters tall, so someone who's about 1.7 should be able to fit inside here, no problems whatsoever. Now back to the topic of being funky, right? The seats is like as if a nod to something fuel efficient, a nod to something eco-friendly. All the stitchings that you see on the seats right here are all in lime green, which is really cool. I feel it's a very nice differentiation between this and the regular 2008. Speaking of which, the seats are very comfortable. It's a semi-leather and fabric, sort of makes it look and feel very cool. At least it won't heat up so much where you're seated on. In the center, There's a slight small little hump here, but you can still put your legs up. It's not as wide as I would like it to be. And you tend to eat into a little bit of the shoulder room for your buddies at the side. So this car will still be best left for 2 adults. If not, 2 adults, 1 kid. You can squeeze 3 adults, but it's going to be a little bit of a fight for shoulder room. If you're a family guy, good for you because ISOFIX points are here and here. If it's just the 2 of you guys, you can sit down and just relax. Some faults about this car that I realized, right? The first thing is you can't pull this down, so you can't put any coffee cups if you want to, although there are cubby holes here for you to put your water bottles. There is also no aircon vents at the back, although you get 2 USB ports here. And of course, if I have to nitpick, the magazine holder isn't my cup of tea and I feel it's a little bit too shallow, but that's just really me nitpicking. All in all, I kind of like this place. I like how the roof lining is also black in color, making it look very sporty yet funky. Sort of feels a little bit, sort of makes me feel young, you know, and I kind of like that. Now at the helm, you're faced with a really nice, small, sporty steering wheel. The other steering wheel that almost reminds me of this shape is the BMW iX. If you want to know more about the review, you can click on the pop-up banner up there. We have already done an in-depth review of that car, but that is almost how it feels like. Although that is a little bit more hexagonal, this feels a little bit more rounded, definitely smaller, and it's definitely unique. And you still get that lime green stitching all around to remind you that this is an eco-friendly car. Multifunctional no less. Right here is a 10-inch infotainment display. Below it is the aircon, and obviously you get a lot of physical buttons right here, buttons that you will meddle with on a daily basis. So if you press this, however, it sort of feels like a physical button, feels very good. However, the buttons on top do not give you anything. They work, but it doesn't give you any feedback, no haptic, no nothing. The only thing that tells you that you are activating the buttons is the change that's happening on the 10-inch infotainment system itself. So, well, I suppose so long as it works, that's fine. And of course, you get the volume knob right here. Very unique, sort of looks like it's floating. Below here, you get another USB port and a USB-C port for fast charging. You can open this up, gives you more room to put your phone, perhaps. You can put it there so that it doesn't slide around, doesn't fly around if you're doing matte driving. You have more compartments here. Couple of cup holders, your drive modes, and in place of a regular lever that you can find on the regular 2008, the electric version that you see here is now a small little knob, the one that appears you probably see on the Volkswagen Golf, Audi A3, so and so forth. So very current at least. The seats are also just as comfortable as the back. Feels very good. Everything feels snug. I have one complaint though, which is a little disturbing, but you sort of get used to it after a while, which is when you sit down, you actually cannot see the instrument panel because the top part of the steering wheel blocks it. Now, unless you put it all the way down, like this, then you'll be able to see the full instrument panel. But if I put it all the way down, I suspect getting in and out of the car might be a bit of a problem. But that's it. Speaking of instrument panel, it's actually a really coolly, nicely designed instrument panel. They call it Cockpit 3D or iCockpit 3D. It is called 3D for a good reason. They actually have multiple layers of information. So when you look at what's appearing on the instrument panel, it looks like everything is floating. So it looks like as if it's three-dimensional, and it's really clear, it's really crisp, and yet looks really, really unique. The only question is, will this car drive as unique as it looks? One way to find out. So on paper, the Peugeot E2008 has got about 345 kilometers worth of range. When my car was fully charged, I got about 320 kilometers, so that's still very reasonable. 320 kilometers, if you think about it, if you drive like an average Singaporean, right, some 40 to 60 kilometers, it can actually last you about 5 to 6 days before having the need to charge the car again. So it's actually quite reasonable, and it's actually going to save you a lot at the pumps, if compared to the ICE variant, of course. But more importantly, figures out of the way first, right? This car has got 130 brake horsepower and some 260 Newton meters of torque. Now, as we all know, when you pedal to the metal, the car just hurtles down the road real quickly, as with all electric cars. On paper, it finishes the Century Sprint in some 10 seconds. Now, while it might not seem quick enough, in real life driving, it's actually quite fast. Overtaking maneuvers are done with absolute ease, and it just feels so easy to drive. But all that doesn't really matter to me. What I really want to highlight is the fact that of all the electric cars that I'm driving, and you know how it is, right? Electric cars have got no internal combustion engine, so it's very quiet. And when it's quiet, you tend to hear a lot of unnecessary external noises. There's always a lot of road and tire noises, there's always a lot of wind noise. And if you go over like construction areas, all the stones and rocks and debris that fly underneath your undercarriage, you can hear all that rattling going on. But for some reason, Peugeot has managed to mask all of that up really nicely. You hear none of those even at higher speeds. And as a result, it feels like you're driving something a lot more luxurious and a lot more expensive than it really is. So, question, is this a will buy, won't buy, or go try? For me, it is a will buy, and I will buy it for 3 simple reasons. The first reason is it drives very well. It is creamy smooth and is very quiet on the inside, which is kind of what I like. Maybe it's an age thing, I don't know, but when you're driving and your kids are asleep, you kind of want something peaceful, something quiet, well insulated, and the Peugeot E2008 does exactly that. Second reason is, in my eyes at least, it looks relatively good. It looks very current, very modern. Looks may not be for everyone, but to me it definitely looks quite cool, looks quite trendy, makes me feel young at least. And the third reason is, this car as of time of video is going for $78,888 before COE. So if you take Cat A COE and throw into the equation, you're paying about 160, maybe even lesser, depending. At that price point, you're getting a lot of car. Yes, Cat A, you still have other cars to consider. There's a Hyundai Kona, there's also perhaps an Opel Mokka E. But if you were to ask me, I think the Peugeot E2008 comes up tops. So yes, it's a will buy for me. So there you have it, guys. That's the review of the Peugeot E2008. Hope you guys enjoyed the review as much as I've driven the car. Please do share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because only through that way will we be able to better communicate with you and hear your suggestions on how we can improve our videos. Also, please leave your comments in the comment box below and let us know what you think about the Peugeot E2008. Is it a will buy, won't buy, or is it a go try? Also, you can follow us on TikTok. Our handle is @SGCarMart. In the meantime, stay safe, be well. Bye-bye. Why not do it with quotes instead? And then the thing starts. If you are in the transition, you know, from a internal combustion engine, let's do that again. Oh man.
Okay. Can.
Good people walk fast. Car to trade in to buy. I never get this right. Okay.